Meanwhile, South Africa's finance minister says he never agreed with the United Kingdom's decision to pull development aid out of the country by 2015. South African officials are furious at what they say was an inadequate consultation process leading up to the announcement. CCTV's Guy Henderson tells us more.
The Sadiba Hope Clinic is a transition that's working. A specialist in HIV/AIDS, it has since its inception relied on foreign aid. Last year, its major funder, USAID, announced a pullback. But, crucially, says the local distributor of those funds, it isn't yet pulling out.
They had a long-term sustainability discussion. So, as I said, we had about a 2-year period, warning period. And in their reduced grants, they made provision to maintain the sort of transitional period.
Enough money will continue to flow, in other words, until Sadiba can stand on its own 2 feet. Now, anyone can walk off the streets and receive a first free consultation at this clinic, and indeed many of the most vulnerable in central Pretoria do exactly that. The way the project sustains itself is that those who can afford to then pay for treatment do so, and that then pays for those who can't afford it. And as the money slowly draws down, it's the donor itself that's playing a vital role in that handover. Others aren't so lucky. Sadiba is one of a number of charitable groups having to rethink fast. The UK, the latest to say it'll cut funds from 2015. Other economically troubled donor countries have given only 6 months' notice, something that's worrying the sector's key players.
Yeah, you want it to be, phased out over a period of time, but it's also what time period, and this time is a really bad time to be doing this. But then there's also the more political question around what it means to state that middle-income countries no longer need aid, when we know for a fact that a very large proportion of the poorest people in the world live in middle-income countries.
Few dispute that the days of handouts are and should be gone, as local actors take ownership of development. But experts still say promises are being broken.
There was a commitment that all nations should strive, especially the wealthy nations, to provide 0.7% of their GDP to assist other developing nations. And very few countries have reached that target, and some have surpassed it. So definitely, particularly the most powerful economies in the world have not reached this target.
That's if they buy the principle, which some emerging powers don't. Whatever the means, though, the end goals are the same. Guy Henderson, CCTV, Pretoria.